At one point, I thought I was done, and then he was like, "Nah, you about 80%." And I was like, "Damn." So right before we went on tour, we did like another 2 weeks, and then it was like, "Yeah, all right, then we got it." And he was like, "Man, I can't wait to mix it." I was like, "You gonna mix the whole thing?" He's like, "Yeah."
Wow.
It's lit.
Herzlich willkommen auf Hiphop.de, mein Name ist Aria, wir sitzen heute in Köln bei unseren Freunden von 1 Live mit dem einzig wahren, einzigartigen Anderson Paak, baby!
Hey, wie geht's?
What's up, bro? How you doing,
Was
man?
geht da?
You remember last time we saw each other, you just came in and said, "Man, I remember you."
I don't remember that.
Don't lie, man, come on.
Never seen you in my life.
Don't play me now, you exactly know.
I'm pretty sure. Nah, yeah, I remember you, bro.
Yeah, it was in Munich 2.5 years ago, I just looked it up.
That's right.
At Empire Club, which was a pretty small venue, people up top on the floor.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that, man. It was one of the craziest concerts in a very intimate location that I saw in Germany. It was amazing, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, because back then I felt like only the people that really knew what they would expect would come to your show and know what they expect and, you know, party with you. They know the songs and everything.
Yeah.
Now it's different. Tonight you got Palladium in Cologne. That's one of the biggest clubs in Cologne you play. J. Cole was here a couple of months ago, so that's that level.
Wow.
Yeah. How does that feel to, you know, see that evolve and see the clubs that you come here overseas getting bigger and bigger?
It's awesome, man. We've been on the road since the album came out, and then some of these places, like, I don't even remember, like, if we did our own shows here or what. And so it's like, it's hard to gauge. And then, you know, it's just amazing that it's the same album and it, you know, the rooms keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm just like really grateful. It's awesome, man.
It's crazy when I saw a couple of weeks ago that you would be returning to Germany and playing these shows. I was like, wow, right? He hasn't had an album out for 2 years, so that's what it means. You're traveling with the album. That means the album is timeless. You know, it's been growing since then, even because the club's getting bigger and bigger. People get to know the album even still now. Exactly,
it's dope to have an album where like more people are getting to know it. It's like it wasn't like just like a #1 like right away. It's like every year I feel like more people are learning about it. So it's like, damn, that's cool, man. J. Cole played here, bro?
Yeah, J. Cole played a couple of months here.
I'm on the same level as Cole.
Am I mistaken? No, it wasn't Palladium. Wow. Now, when you think back to the time when, like I think like since Suede, that was maybe the point where the career really had like a big change. When you think back to then, you just said, I don't even know, some shows we played our own shows, somewhere we were with other artists. What were the moments when you think back to the time from then to now that really come to your mind at first?
I mean, dude, like some of the like biggest moments or like crazy moments. I mean, dude, just like working with Dre's been crazy. Like even he's came out to some of the shows. Like the first time we did Coachella,
show,
he came out, and then we just did Brixton Academy, and he came out for that one. Shoot, man, like every show is just crazy, dude. Like, I mean, we did the arena thing with Bruno. That was really good for us to just do a whole arena tour. I feel like that really helped too, like kind of get the word like out, you know. And when we come back to these cities for our own shows, it's just like packing them out. These sold out shows where they're just like screaming. It's nuts, man. Yeah, man, I just love being able to travel with my band and like get that time in with them. See the world and just like have fun, go out and do karaoke and shit.
I saw that you're doing karaoke yesterday. You didn't tell that story because that was on the Instagram story. I saw that. I was like, what the hell? Where the hell is he?
I shut the karaoke spot down. Yeah, it was good. We were doing Usher. It was fun. I thought I hated karaoke, but actually it was pretty fun. Yeah,
once you do it and you get into it, it's fun. Yeah, it's cool. Now, what I was thinking about was, before we talk about Bubblin and the new stuff that you got out, the Black Panther soundtrack at the top of the year that came out had you on it. You talked a little bit about that and said, I think the story was you landing in South Africa, Kendrick calling you, saying, I need you on the track. How's working with Kendrick, how's that evolved over the last few years? Because you were on the Dre album together. You're kind of like the same surroundings as well, having Dre and all that. The musical influences. How's working with him, and how's that changed over the years since you've gotten closer to each other?
Bro, it's super dope. It's crazy because we've never worked actually like in the studio together.
Wow.
It's always just been like, we go back and forth just through like the phone. And right after Compton came out, I got like a text from a number, like it was a number that I didn't have. And he was just talking about like, yo, it's a trip, bro. I heard your music years ago when you were Breeze Lovejoy. I saw a video where you're like robbing a store. And that video made me want to like step my game up, and then now to hear you on the Compton project with a different name, it's crazy. Oh, by the way, this is Kendrick, and I was like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah. That was when Compton came out, and then ever since then, we've met up and linked up a couple of times. He also came out at our Coachella set, but we always just chop it up through text, like always just like, yo, what you think about this and that, or he'll check in with me, yo, how you doing, this and that, and then that was just one of those times, like even with the Black Panther thing, he was just like, yo, I got this song, you know, I only hear you on it. Right when I landed, I did it, because, you know, it's like Kendrick asked me to do something, like, oh, right away. But then, like, a couple weeks later, it was on the soundtrack. I was like, yo, what the fuck, you didn't tell me, this is crazy. And so he's just always looking out, you know, and it's just really dope to have someone like that as the homie in your corner, too. He's like my peer, someone that's my age, but done, like, stuff, just amazing things. So it's like I'm always trying to pick his brain, like, yeah, it's awesome.
Now, South Africa, when you said that, it kind of stuck a chord with me because I think Kendrick, most of his inspiration for the second album, To Pimp a Butterfly, he gathered in South Africa when he was in South Africa. So I was like, oh, that's another thing that, you know, connected these two things together now. How was working in a studio in South Africa? That's kind of crazy too. That's got to be a story.
It was like this. It was hot, you know, air conditioning, and and like the engineer was just like really frustrated with us, but it was cool, man. It was just I can record, man. I used to record in like closets and like just holding the mic, and I used to record into headphones. Like, wow, it don't really matter to me as long as we can record and get the idea out. Like it's all love. So it was fun. It was just dope, just like landing in a spot and being able to record. And that's all we do. Like, we did a lot of this album, like the new album, where we were on the road and on tour, come back, you know, finish up the album, and then we did stuff on the road in Paris and London, all these different places, because I love being in a creative state. Like, I just love recording.
Now let's talk about Bubblin, the new single that you got out now for a couple of weeks. 10 million views on YouTube. Wow, fire, setting club streets, everybody on fire. It's an amazing record. Maybe you talk about how that came together, because you said in the magazine, I think, that the beat was Jalil.
Jalil Beats.
Well, when I read that, I was like, no way he took the beat and took it as it was. Like, you for sure went over it and tweaked it, didn't you?
Man, I didn't have to do much, bro. I just, honestly, some people, like, when I get beats from them, I really don't have to do much. Like K-Tronada, Jalil, Dre, you know, like, sometimes it's just like, cool. We did add a few little things, but the beat was so intense and stuff. He did it with, with Ant-Man Wonder, and so he's the one that does all the strings and all that stuff. Wow. So I was just really trying to figure out like my place, like how I could fit on the beat, because I really liked it, but I was just like, dang, this is intense. So I gotta like really like come on some like Black 007, like high speed chase. You know, so I just took my time with it, and it took a little while. I started it in LA and finished it in New York, and when I brought it to Dre, that's when we started tweaking a little bit, adding little things, little background things, and but man, even Dre was like, yo, this is crazy. That was really why we put it out first. It was like when he was like, yo, let's go, like let's just mix it and go. I was like, okay, cool, this is ready to go.
Now you talked about having Lil Sims on there. You tried to put Lil Sims on there.
In the beginning, when I first had the beat, she was in the studio, and like we were just like vibing and stuff. I was like, yo, you should come on some like, you know, you don't want to rock with me, everyone to cook to Lux and the Bruxton, or like do some like, you know, crazy shit. But you know, she was like feeling some other beats, so it kind of just like, you know, we just kind of kept moving along with it. But I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna write something to it.
The beat is a little hard for a rapper maybe to get in there on like, you got to take your time to figure out how you want to rap on that. But did you ever in that phase think about you know, maybe starting a remix, gathering other rappers,
Absolutely.
putting them on there?
Yeah. Actually, we got one in the works right now.
Oh wow! All right, that's dope. That's dope. Looking out for that. Now you said Dre played a heavy role on your new album. What was his influence? You talked a little bit about that. What was his influence on Bubblin? Maybe the first single. You said you took it to Dre and he tweaked a little bit. Some
songs like I'll go. And honestly, he lets me just go, right? So you don't ever be like, yo, don't make music without me. Like he's always just like, go ahead and do your thing, you know. And then sometimes I'll like all the songs I have always go through him, so he has to clear them and, you know, let me know if he thinks it's trash or if it's good. And that one, he was just like, this shit is crazy. Like, you know, he was just like, when he really likes something, he always goes, what the fuck was that? And he just says that over and over, and it's like, yep, yeah, cool. And then he just wanted to mix it right away. Like, that was one that he was just like, yeah, let's just get the mix right and we could put this one out. Because I was like, you think we should, you know, maybe get this one out for summer, do a video for it, and kind of move from there. And yeah, but then some, it's like, he's like, right away, he's like, yo, it should go to like, I should add this little part, or maybe we should get, you know, strings on this part, different things, or if we work together, we'll be coming up with something from scratch. But it's always different with him, but it always goes through him.
Now the video was amazing as well. It went along with the song so good because it was as crazy as the song actually is, as intense as the song is. And your son played a good role. He stole the spotlight from everybody else.
He really did.
In the video, man.
Yeah, he was. I mean, when I always play the music for him first. Like when I'm going to taking him to school. Like I'm always usually coming straight from the studio to take him to school, so I'm like excited to play him like a song because he's very honest. Like if he doesn't like it, if he's feeling it, he'll be like, nah, I'm not feeling this, or he'll be like, it's okay, you know, or be like, yeah, I like this one, play it again. And he's like trying to learn the words and like, so that was one he was like, his eyes just lit up. It was crazy. Then he was like automatically thinking about like, okay, yeah, you gotta like have money in the video, and you have to have like, we gotta go to Vegas in the cars, and when you be like bubbling, you gotta like stomp on the floor. Like he was just having all ideas. So I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna do this.
That's so dope.
I was like, I'm gonna put you in the video, all right, bet. So yeah, he comes up with a lot of ideas, like the A&R.
So he's a creative directing A&R.
Yeah, and he's very, he knows what he does. Like I'm like real, you know, smiley and stuff, but he's real like, he just keeps it straight, real cool, you know, like all the time. So I'm always like, damn, cool little dude.
Now yesterday you posted something that I have to talk about with you in your Instagram story. It was a photo of the big Dr. Dre in the studio mixing. It was the same mixing. While you're in Europe, he's mixing your album?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it feels good, man. Yeah. I mean, we've been working on it since like a little after Malibu came out. I've been recording songs from it. And at one point I thought it was done. And then he was like, nah, you about 80%. And I was like, damn. So right before we went on tour, we did like another 2 weeks, and then it was like, yeah, all right, then we got it. And he was like, man, I can't wait to mix it. I was like, you gonna mix the whole thing? He's like, yeah.
Wow.
It's lit. So he's just been like, he's been super geeked up, like just texting me like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. I just mixed this one, so I feel like he's like
crazy. It's gotta be a motivation as well when you're around here doing your shows and you hear from him like, yo, I mixed that record, I'm so far on this. There's gotta be some motivation, man.
Yeah, that's the best feeling, you know, like it's like, wow, dude, we were just like working on this the whole time, you know, and then now it's like, my little baby's getting mixed now, and then it's gonna be gone, it's gonna belong to the world. It's like when your kids go to college, it's like, they're grown now, it's like, bye.
That's crazy. So. I remember last time we met, that was right after Malibu, where you said, yo, I'm working on my album with Dre. I was like, wow, I was gassed up. And after that, a couple of months or a year, 2 years after that, I'm like, all right, that was a typical like Dr. Dre kind of, you know, announcement. It's never gonna happen. There's some music in the vault right now. But it's great to hear that it's actually coming out.
Oh yeah.
You already said it's gonna happen this year. Is that still like the imagination?
Yeah. I always talk too much about when stuff's coming out. It gets me in trouble, but yeah, it's definitely dropping. Also, the Free Nationals project is done too.
Wow.
So got a lot of music.
All right, a lot of fire, man. A lot of fire coming. Thank you very much. Thanks for the music that you're working on. Anderson Paak, the one and only new album with Dr. Dre coming out. Check out Bubblin.
Yes, Lord.
Exactly. Hiphop.de, Cologne. Thanks.